They set the chairs in a row he was never allowed to sit in. A folded program with names and roles, places chosen by people who decided someone didn't belong. I remember the hush of that chapel, the small sound of someone adjusting a photo, and the way my hands would not stop trembling. If you're listening and you feel disbelief or a cold kind of anger when I say that, you're not alone.
Welcome back to S&J Pride. I'm Samnang. This podcast is for gay men who are carrying love and fear in the same pocket, who want to know how to keep dignity when the world tries to decide who gets to grieve. Today's episode is a single lived story, plus usable tools, scripts you can borrow, a memorial checklist you can copy, private rituals that actually matter, and a 1-week experiment to try in secret or with a trusted friend. Content note: we'll talk about funerals and exclusion. If this brings up fresh grief, please pause and use the resources in the episode notes. Take a breath. You're safe here.
Why funerals? Because funerals reveal who gets to tell our story. They show the invisible rules. Who is family on paper? Who is family in practice? And who gets left out when decisions are made? Today's roadmap, I tell 3 memory scenes that changed how James and I thought about goodbyes. Then I offer scripts to ask for inclusion without burning bridges, a short memorial checklist you can keep private, a handful of private rituals that feel dignified and low cost, and finally, a small experiment you can run this week, no permission required.
Scene 1. The text. It's early morning light, and my phone vibrates across the kitchen counter. I read, "Family only, no partners." My stomach went cold in that precise, electric way grief does before it arrives. I remember standing in the doorway, the coffee forgotten, thinking, they are deciding who will be allowed to sit beside me for the last time. That word, only, felt like a lock sliding shut. I was furious, and I was terrified. I wanted to scream. I wanted to tell them exactly who James was and why he mattered. But the first thing I did was breathe. I chose a text back that would not escalate, because escalation rarely helps when power and tradition are being used against you.
Here is what I sent that morning. I hear you're organizing, and I want to respect the family's wishes. I also need James to be part of saying goodbye. Can we talk about including him in a short moment? I don't want to fight, just a place for both of us to stand. Calm, short, a boundary with a question. It didn't force anything. It kept dignity. It was the start of a conversation, not a public argument.
Scene 2. The meeting. Their living room felt like a courtroom, even though everyone was in sweatpants. The phrase I heard most that afternoon was, "It's tradition." Tradition used like a shield, steady, unassailable. A relative told me, very plainly, that certain people could not speak or stand at the front. They framed it as respect. I remember saying, speaking earnestly and a little too fast, respect is not the same as exclusion. Respect can include naming the people who loved them. That line landed with an odd silence. I was trying, even then, to find language that preserved relationships, but did not erase James.
What I learned in that living room is this. Family rules often come from fear. Fear of gossip, fear of shame, fear of what others will think. When you name that fear gently, I get that this is delicate. You give people a way out that doesn't cost you your place. We offered invitations framed as help, not demands. We asked for one small, specific moment, a photo on the table, or a line in the program, or a 2-minute reading. Sometimes those simple, focused requests work better than demanding equality in every detail. Scene 3. The night we wrote our own goodbye plan. After months of small tensions and a few sharp edges, James and I sat at the kitchen table with a single sheet of paper. We wrote the lines we wanted read, the 2 songs that meant the most, the photo we'd want by our bed if we couldn't be at a public service, and a clear note to each other. If they won't let me in, do this. It was tender and practical. We were not deciding to cut off family. We were deciding to keep each other safe. We promised to choose dignity over drama and to script small private rituals that would let us hold the person we loved, even if the chapel doors closed. Before we move into the tools, I want to name something. This isn't just logistics. Planning goodbyes is a moral act. Choosing language ahead of time gives you dignity when feelings are raw. And sometimes the planning itself is a kind of grief work. You practice saying goodbye in a way that honors love, not fear.
Now, practical toolkit. Inclusion scripts. 3 dignity-first lines you can use depending on the moment. Script 1. The calm request. Use this when you're asking family or organizers for one small named inclusion. Say it like this. I want to respect your plans. Could we include James in one short moment, a single reading or a photo on the table, so I can say goodbye? I'm asking this quietly because it's important to me. Keep it soft, non-confrontational, and specific about one ask. Naming the single thing reduces defensiveness.
Script 2. The clergy preface. Use this if there is an officiant or clergy involved and you want them to hold space. Try, before we begin, there is a brief personal request. The person I loved is not listed on the program. If possible, could you offer a one-sentence acknowledgement, a quiet invitation to honor all who loved them? We don't want to cause a scene. We just ask for a name. Say it respectfully. Let the officiant choose words. This is a safety-first way to ask for inclusion, while giving authority to the clergy to lead it peacefully.
Script 3. The boundary decline. Use this if a family offers a compromise that erases you, like you can be in the room but not speak, and you need to protect dignity without escalating. Say, I appreciate the invitation. I need one private moment with them, even if I don't speak publicly. Could we have a short time before or after the service where I can be with their things and say goodbye? I will be quiet. I just need that moment. This avoids public confrontation, but preserves a private ritual that's meaningful.
A few tonal notes on delivery. Breathe. Keep sentences short. Lead with respect. I want to honor your wishes. Then name what you need. Avoid open-ended demands like you must include him. Instead, ask for a specific, small thing. If it feels safe, rehearse the line with a friend or over the phone so it lands steady under stress. Next, memorial checklist. This is a private page you can keep on your phone or in a folder. Copy it, tweak it, keep it simple. Key items. 1. Authorization list. Who should be told about short private rituals? 1 or 2 trusted allies. 2. Photo rules. Choose 1 or 2 images you want on a table and a note about whether photos get posted publicly. 3. Music choices. 2 songs and where it'd be played, a public moment or a private playlist. 4. Reading or line. 1, 2, or 3 sentence memory you want read, written out exactly. 5. The ally speaker. Name 1 person who will speak on your behalf if you can't. Give them the short script. 6. Privacy signal. A small agreed sign, an item on a lapel, a ribbon, that signals to your ally to start a private moment. 7. Logistics note. Who has keys, who can access the room, and emergency contacts. Keep it short and keep a copy separate from family planning documents. A little more on the ally speaker. Pick someone steady, ideally not a family member who might be pressured. Give them a 1-sentence prompt. If asked to read, say, we remember all who loved X. In that memory, we hold Samnang and James close. That's it. Short, dignified, and protective. Practice it with them once and thank them afterward. Private rituals that count. When public space is denied, small things still hold meaning. Try these. An at-home candle ritual. Light a candle, read the 1-2 line memory aloud, and leave a small object under the candle for 20 minutes.
Or write a 2-line letter and place it in a pocket of the clothes you want kept with the person. A simple, "You were loved," and a memory. Or build a private playlist with 3 songs and play it on a walk where you carry one of their things. After any ritual, do a short debrief. Text a friend, "I did it," or write 1 paragraph in your phone about what it felt like. These tiny acts are not lesser. They are deliberate grief with dignity. I want to pause and say this. Private rituals are not avoidance. They are repair. If you can't be in a room full of people who deny you, that doesn't mean the loss is smaller. It means you get to decide how your love is witnessed. Choosing to honor someone privately is courageous and entirely valid. 1-week experiment. A small, reversible practice you can do alone or with one trusted friend. Day 1. Draft 1-page memorial wish. 1 page. Write plainly the name you want used, 1 memory, 2 songs, 1 request for private ritual. Day 2. Pick 1 private ritual from the list and schedule a 30-minute window to do it. Day 3. Read your 2-line memory aloud to a trusted friend or to voice memo. Day 4. Try the privacy signal with your ally. Send them the agreed code. Day 5. Journal 1 paragraph about how the ritual landed. Day 6. If it felt safe, test the calm request on a single family contact by text. Day 7. Reflect and decide next steps. This is about practicing visibility in small, controlled ways, so that when the hard day comes, your voice feels less new. Gentle professional reminder, we are not funeral directors, lawyers, or therapists. These are lived, practical suggestions based on our experience. For legal questions, wills, burial rights, next of kin designation, please consult an estate attorney or your local funeral director. For intense grief, please reach out to an LGBTQ+ affirming therapist or a grief hotline. If this episode hits you hard and you feel overwhelmed right now, pause and use the resources linked in the episode notes. Safety first. If you're listening and you're preparing for a goodbye where you think you might be excluded, this is my heart to you. Plan in private if you need to. You do not owe the world a public battle to validate your love. You can choose rituals that honor the person you loved and protect your own safety. I know how small acts, 1 line, 1 song, 1 quiet moment can anchor you for years. I wish someone had handed me a script when I first felt the lock slide shut. So I'm handing these words to you now. If you're listening and your fear is about outing yourself by asking, test the script with a friend, keep messages private, and use a time-limited test. You can always retract a text and say, "I changed my mind." The power here is in practicing language and small actions so they feel less raw when the time comes. Before we close, a small example of a short, private memorial line you can use or adapt. Say it slowly. You were my morning light. I loved you without apology. Short, plain, and true. Keep it somewhere accessible. If you ever need to read it in a quiet room, you'll have the line ready.
Lastly, we want to hear from you. If you're willing, DM or comment, "I hear you," with 1 small ritual you plan to try this week. Or send an anonymous voicemail about a private farewell you kept or want to plan. We will read selected messages on a future episode, with names removed if requested. If you're not ready to share, that's okay. Keep the plan private until it feels safe. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for carrying these hard questions. You are not alone. We keep choosing each other. We're still learning how to hold one another when the world would rather decide for us. I'm Samnang, and this is SNJ Pride. We'll see you next time.